join us as we witness a foursome approaching the par 4 17th green. The foursome will unfortunately demonstrate some very poor habits, resulting in slow play. These poor habits will be displayed in the first segment, and it's apparent that this group could definitely benefit from learning more about methods to follow for ready golf. This same foursome will then approach the same green with their balls lying in the same position and show us the best methods when it comes to being more efficient and playing ready golf on the green. The first thing you notice is that the foursome has parked their carts at the front of the green. This will add minutes to the round because when they finish putting out, they will need to walk all the way back to the front just to get to their carts. This will just add to the gap between them and the group ahead of them. You will also notice that there's a timer that's recording the time taken from exiting the cart and approaching the green to where they finally drive their carts away from the green. The first two players to arrive at the green are Tracy and Tim. Both of their shots have reached the green. The other two golfers, Cinda and Ron, have had their shots land off the green and therefore will need to bring their wedges with them for their next shot. Tracy and Tim, meanwhile, repair their ball marks and mark their balls, but unfortunately pay no attention to reading the green in preparation for their upcoming putts. Rather than reading their line and determining the pace of their upcoming putts while they await their respective turns, they both wait and chat until it's their time to putt. This inefficient use of time results in additional minutes on the green and no doubt adds to the holdup of the foursomes behind them. First to attempt her shot is Cinda, who is chipping from the front just a few yards off the green.
Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. In the water. Gotta get this in for friggin' 6. Oh,
she has had some difficulty so far in this hole and is already lying 5. Since she gets a stroke on this hole, she is chipping for a bogey 6, net 5. If she doesn't knock it in, she merely picks up and takes a maximum score of a 7, net 6, a net double bogey. Cinda hits a nice chip to about 8 feet from the hole, but instead of picking up for a 7, net 6, she marks her ball. Now it's Ron's turn, who's chipping from behind the green. Although Ron clearly has the skills necessary to get around the course, his poor course time management is in need of help. He is unprepared to hit when it's his turn. Like many slow players, he is completely unaware of his slow play, but yet complains of others. He had all the time he needed prior to his turn to assess his lie, choose his club, and to put his golf glove on. But instead, he waited until his turn to do this. Ron finally hits his chip, which he misses short.
Go in.
He then marks his ball and awaits his next turn to putt. Since Tim is away, he is the next to hit.
Right. Thank you.
However, he needs to be reminded of his position. Please note that Tim, while waiting his turn, also did not take the time to read the green, adding unnecessary time to his putt.
This is like watching paint dry. I'm talking torture.
Do you think it's possible that because of the extremely slow speed of play, that everyone's minds have drifted and their attention to the pace has deteriorated? Finally, Tim putts, but he misses. And instead of putting out, he too marks his ball. And you will continue to see this pattern of marking short putts.
Yeah, I think I'm away.
So here is Ron again. He has once again not surveyed his line ahead of time, resulting in more wasted time. Needless to say, the group is losing their patience.
Oh my goodness, this is gonna take over 4 hours. This is slow.
I can't believe this group. Just putt the ball. Come on.
Ron finally putts. He misses his short putt and then marks his ball.
Really?
You gotta put him out.
And even though he was emphatic that you gotta putt him out, he didn't need to mark. He simply could have finished.
You gotta hit him.
Cinda's putt is for a 7. She should have just picked up without putting because she had already reached her max for the hole, a net double bogey 6. Instead, she putts, misses, but still marks her putt. By wasting time with that putt and the next one, the gap between this foursome and the group ahead of them no doubt widens. And then we have Tim, who fortunately had already assessed his lie while waiting his turn. But unfortunately, he is standing in Tracy's line of sight as she prepares to putt. So when Tim makes a sudden step to his side after realizing his discourteous position, Tracy backs off and needs to regroup before putting.
You'd think he'd know better than to stand in someone's line of sight when they're putting.
That's a good putt.
Despite the distraction,
Great putt.
Tracy makes her putt. The other 3 players proceed to take their time and putt their remaining short putts.
Oh.
I got it. Nice one.
Good putt, Ron.
Oh, can I have the flag back in?
Sure.
Thanks.
Good putt.
Friggin' 8, I think. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. 1 in the water, 2 out, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Finally, after 8 minutes on the green, they exit.
Water, sand.
But I think we won the hole.
Oh my goodness.
I got a
All
couple
right.
strokes.
Tracy, we
Oh,
need to
man.
putt it.
I left my.
Oh, so did I.
We'll be right there, guys. I left my
All right.
wedges behind the green.
One additional point. Had Cinda and Ron both placed their wedges somewhere between the green and their carts, they would have easily been able to pick them up while exiting the green. Just one more example of wasting time. When you get back to the cart, promptly go to the next hole. This is also not the time to clean your clubs. Carry them with you in the cart and clean them on the next tee box. And the same thing goes for recording scores. Just wait till you get to the next tee box. As you can see, the group continues to be bogged down by their own poor habits. And poor Ron, he's really confused.
Where'd everybody get there? Tim?
4-3 here,
He claims he had a 3 on the hole
You sure?
when everyone knows he had a chip and a 2 putt for a 5.
8, very good. Good 8. I had a 3, but I was getting a shot. So we won that hole 1 up. Okay.
Now we are going to see the same foursome approach the same green with the balls in the same place. However, this time the foursome will try to show how the sequence of shots are timed more efficiently as a group. The first thing you'll notice is that all carts are parked at the back side of the green, which allows for a quicker exit to the next tee box. Next, when they're approaching the green, they are walking with a purpose. They're marking their balls, repairing ball marks, and at the same time viewing the green and assessing what they will each need to do to have a successful chip or putt on the green. Cinda, for example, is viewing her upcoming shot from the back of the green, giving her a good sense of the slope of that green. And note that Ron, too, is getting his glove ready, choosing his club, and preparing for his shot. Cinda has walked behind her ball and is contemplating her chip.
Cinda, that's an important chip. I'm ready. I'll go real quick. Get out of your way.
Tim recognizes that because of the difficulty that she has experienced on this hole, that she may need some extra time. So he offers to go first since he is ready.
I'm not going to finish if that's okay.
Tim also declares after he misses his birdie putt that he will finish the putt for a 4. Remember, continuous putting should be the norm and saves a lot of time.
Nice par.
Thank you.
Cinda will now execute her chip to the green.
Good shot, Cinda.
Notice that this time she has not forgotten her clubs and brings everything with her.
You want to go, Ron?
All set.
Meanwhile, Ron is ready for his chip to the hole, but comes up short.
Oh, that's a good chip.
Nice chip.
Thank you.
So as not to slow play, Cinda marks her long chip after Ron's chip, not before his chip.
Knock it in there.
Yep, knock it in. Yeah.
Note that Ron doesn't mark. Instead, he putts again and then putts out. Now Cinda prepares to putt for a 7, even though it's already her max for the hole. She could have just picked up, because their pace is so quick, she gives it one more try before she eventually picks up.
That's 7.
That's good. That's a net double, so you're fine.
We're out, Stacy.
You can pull it.
And finally, it's Tracy's turn to putt. A putt for a birdie 3. And a birdie it is. As they promptly exit the green, all players have their clubs in hand and scores are being announced to the scorekeepers in efforts to save time. Obviously, Ron's announced score is incorrect and will need to be reviewed at the next tee because confirming and recording accurate scores is important. So as you can see, promptly exiting the green minimizes any gap created in front of you and keeps you well ahead of the group behind you. Cleaning and storing clubs and confirming scores should take place at the next tee box.